All right, y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm heading back into the whole area over here that's broken construction. There's some guys doing some street racing right here. Look, I'll show you. And that's them. I think they're about to do time trials going down the street. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna ignore all that, and I'm just gonna go into the, oh look, they've closed it up. You can't get in the building now. Interesting. Oh well, we'll see what we can do. Well, the last video I did here, I took it down because apparently you're supposed to have a license to fly even the little tiny drones. So, you know, if you put it in a YouTube video, so rather than risk getting in trouble for that, I just took down the videos so that there's no monetized content with my drone footage in them. But I've come back and it's utterly shocking the difference between then and now as to the state of the site. It's like over here, there's all these windows are busted out now. Last time, most of that glass was intact. Now it's all gone, like literally all of it. It poses some interesting like video opportunities, or not video, photo opportunities, but the ice is falling off the roofs and stuff where it's melting. It snowed not last night, but the night before last, about 1 inch of snow across the south, and now it's kind of warm here. It's actually pretty nice currently, but yeah, it's all covered in like what do you call it, street art, graffiti art. Yeah, so it's like everything is painted now, so it's hard to even get like a decently close shot of anything without getting graffiti art in the frame. But I'm just here to do some documentary photos, and then I'm gonna head on. I don't have long today, just worked out. I just didn't have a lot of time, but it's an interesting scenario the way it looks. All right, well, it's a really interesting place, even though the scrappers have pretty well cleaned it out. I'm trying to get pseudo detail shots that I wouldn't normally get here, and like angles and things of new stuff, because I'm pretty sure ultimately this will all be demolished, because there's a huge like project they're trying to put in this region of property that's this down by the river, this old industrial area, and it's a big renovation project that's going to involve like some kind of like baseball stadium and a bunch of like commercial businesses and things like that. So at some point in the not too distant future, all of this will be gone. It'll just go away, and when they demolish it, all it'll be left will be these photos. So I'm just trying to document it so that in the future, when people wonder what it looked like between the operational US pipe and the new downtown district, this is what it was. So just wanted to kind of do that and get some really cool photos. Like I'm going to get one of that hook hanging in the middle of the room because it's silhouetted by the outside perfectly. That's a pretty epic photo. I think I'll do that right now. All right, here's a little interesting tidbit. This brick floor you see is not actually brick at all. Yeah, here's a loose one. This brick floor, get over here in a little bit of light so you can see it. Oh, there was a ray of light right there. Look at that. That's too much light. But let's see. As you can see, it's a wooden block. It's been sawed off the end grain and it's been glued down. But yeah, they made bricks out of wooden blocks for this room. Not sure why, whether it was for interesting looking flooring or what have you. But yeah, the whole floor in this room is wooden blocks. But yeah, look at that, isn't that neat? Man. This is a pile of forms where they made their sand castings that they made for pipe fittings. Some of them are painted, some of them are not. But if I had to guess, the older ones are probably the painted ones, because, you know, as time would go on, you would put less and less effort into things that didn't really generate an ROI if your business was slowly going downhill. But yeah, they got a bunch of forms. Like there's a huge one in this doorway. Let's see if you can see. Look at that monster. This thing it's enormous. Overexposing because I got it set on manual exposure. But yeah, it's huge. It's like 5 feet long and probably 4 feet wide. Some kind of huge funnel part. But most of them are made out of maple. Beautiful wood in them. Too bad they're going to get destroyed. But the graffiti artists have come in. But look here. All the bridge cranes are still present too. See the bridge crane? What's left of it? Cable's broken, but there's a bunch of bridge cranes here. It's really cool. What you're looking at is the old powerhouse. And in here used to be, all that new part of the ceiling you see right there was missing. The roof had giant holes in it, and there was big sections of it had fell in, and it was just super dangerous to even be in this room. And now they've closed it all off, and they've actually rebuilt their ceiling complete with the correct type that it had from the period. They've replaced the framing and they've decked it with one-bys just like it used to be. So I guess they're going to save these buildings and repurpose them for something. Do something else with them. But at one point, I was expecting all of this to be torn down and just for it to go away. But these trusses are wooden that you see in here. Let's see if I can get it up here where you can tell. But yeah, all those trusses, they're made of wood. They're laminated, what looks to be 2-bys. Probably oak. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Well, I'm back to the truck and I've got some pretty cool photos. I didn't take quite as many as I did last time I was here, but it's like the place it's been scrapped on so hard by the scrappers that there's just major infrastructure left and some really interesting little tidbits, and I'm not really comfortable going in certain buildings anymore. They just don't look safe for habitation. But I did notice, if you saw that one clip about the powerhouse, that they're trying to actually salvage some of the buildings. So that has me believing that they're going to do some kind of urban development project with these structures at some point in the not too distant future. So I'll come back about once a year, kind of photo document the progress, we'll call it, and see how it goes as time goes on. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer. Until next time, get your camera out, no matter what kind it is, and go take a picture with it, all right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.